What is data mining? Data mining, which is also known as knowledge discovery in data, or KDD, is the process of discovering and analyzing trends and patterns in large amounts of data in an attempt to extract useful information. This is usually done automatically using sophisticated algorithms on computers. The data being analyzed is often in the form of a large relational database. So who uses data mining? Data mining is primarily used by for-profit businesses to increase their profit and to improve customer experience and customer loyalty. But also nonprofit and charities can also use data mining to try to target the correct group of people. Pretty much anyone who wants to get their message out to the public in an effective way can use data mining. Here are a few examples. Retail stores, they use data mining to determine what products are often purchased at the same time, and they can move those items closer together in the store. This could increase the number of impulse purchases by the customer, and it can also make it easier and faster for the customer to get what they need. Also, social media websites use a lot of data mining. Have you ever been on Amazon searching for a certain product, and then later that day you go to Facebook and suddenly you see down the side of the page advertisements for that product that you are searching for on Amazon? This is an example of the social media websites doing data mining. They do this to try to match advertisements with specific users based on things like what they've typed into search engines, what types of websites they visit, or what they've been shopping for on major online websites. This could increase their advertisement turnover rate.
The process of data mining. There are 6 main steps to data mining. Anomaly detection, which is to identify the data that is unusual or considered errors. Any information that is irrelevant to the analysis is excluded. There is the association rule, which is searching for relationships between different parts of the data. Two data and pieces of information may not be directly related, but they are consistent with each other, that there is an associated rule. Clustering, finding structures and relationships between different parts of the data. Why is this data frequently found with this another part of data, and with the relationship between the two. Classification, this is to better organize new data that is being inputted. This is better sorting, better organization. The next step is regression. Regression is the method of finding a common formula to model the data. It may not be 100% accurate, but with the least amount of errors in the formula will produce the best results in being able to predict what will happen and trends and changes in the data. The last step is summarization. Summarization is basically taking the total sum of the data, all the information you've been able to gather, then interpreting it in a better understanding for human visualization, like a graph, for example, or a written description of the analysis, and so it can actually be acted upon.
Data warehousing. Data warehousing is the process of gathering data, often from various sources, and storing it all in a common repository so that it can efficiently be mined or accessed for other purposes. Data must be sufficiently ample to discover patterns, yet kept to a realistically mineable size. This data must also be clean to eliminate noise. This often includes fixing minor errors and standardizing data. For example, street, st period, and st would all be changed to street. There are 3 main design methodologies for data warehouses. In a bottom-up design approach, data marts are created first for specific business needs. These marts can later be integrated into a true data warehouse. Top-down design makes use of a normalized data model. Lowest level data, termed atomic, is stored in the data warehouse. Data marts are then later created from this data as needed. A hybrid design involves using both bottom-up and top-down design. There are several types of systems used for managing data access. Data marts are essentially simplified warehouses. They generally provide subsets of warehouse data tailored to specific departments or business needs. Online analytical processing systems are designed for complex but a low volume of transactions. This method of access is often used for data mining. Data is stored in multi-dimensional schemas. Latency is typically lower than with a data mart, a few hours as opposed to nearly a day for access. Online transaction processing involves a high volume of short online transactions. Online transaction processing databases focus on speed of query processing. Predictive analysis is similar to online analytical processing, except that the analysis focuses specifically on predicting future outcomes. Is data mining ethical? Data mining, in and of itself, is generally not the focus of an ethics discussion. The ethical debate surrounding data mining tends to focus on the privacy issues arising from the methods used to gather the data, as well as the various uses to which this information is put. Law enforcement, and especially national security agencies, have recently been shown to collect vast amounts of data without the knowledge or consent of citizens. Private companies, such as Google, Facebook, and other social media platforms, track nearly every move their users make and mine the data for marketing purposes. While users are made aware of this, albeit often not in a direct or clear manner, the sheer amount of data gathered makes some nervous. Though this data is supposedly anonymized, there are cases where the collected data could be specific enough to correctly identify the source. Examples of alleged privacy violations during the gathering of data include an incident at Nordstrom's, where users' information, particularly their shopping histories, was pulled from their smartphones as soon as they connected to Nordstrom's Wi-Fi network without their knowledge. Urban Outfitters is currently the subject of a class action lawsuit for allegedly lying to customers about their need to provide a zip code so that Urban Outfitters could gather the shoppers' addresses.